Goldylocks Productions provides professional internet, TV, and radio shows in the spiritual and New Age genre.
Strap yourself in, because we're set up, switched on, and ready to go.
And hello, and welcome to the Magical Journey Show with your host, Reverend Bryan Rawls. And thank you for joining me. It is the fabulous 12/12 of 2018. So, for those that missed me last week, I'm here this week, and we are going to be answering questions for all of you, as well as also doing, well, also speaking a little bit about the upcoming energies of the solstice, and also some other interesting things that have been flowing through my mind, especially around this big shift that we're getting ready to undergo and take. So obviously, we had a shift in the timelines today, especially around probably about this morning, and also probably around noon time as well. So I know I felt the shift this morning probably about in between 6:50 and 7:50 this morning, and then also felt the shift around 11:50 into 12:50. And hello, Peggy, how are you? And so those particular shifts were really big and very energetically, I would say energetically draining. Hey, Jolie, how are you? Well, not necessarily draining, but more like exhausting, because it really didn't drain me. It kind of it made the energy a little bit exhausting to a certain extent, and then kind of ramped me back up very quickly. So the 12/12, well, if you think of it, 12/12 is obviously 1 + 2 is 3, then another 1 + 2 is 3, and that's 33, which is the master teacher. And then 33 is 3 + 3 is 6, and ultimately is the humanitarian number. So with the humanitarian number being very close to the energy of today, it has been all about shifting the consciousness of humanity for really about raising the Earth's frequency and raising the Earth's consciousness. And Mother Earth has definitely felt the shifts going on as well. I know that I don't know if anybody lives close to Tennessee or is near Tennessee. The energy of these small quakes that we had on the near the mountains of Tennessee, that was also a shift. And thank you, Linda. Yes, my 12/12 codes were a little bit on the wild side, and they are actually available still if anybody would like to purchase them. They are $25 for the 12/12 codes, and they are very well good. So definitely, if you are interested in purchasing the 12/12 codes, you're more than welcome to check them out at my blog at www.bryanrawls.com. Oh, so there was quakes in Colorado yesterday, Linda. Yeah, so yeah, a lot of energies have been shifting very dramatically on within Mother Earth, especially for the solstice energies that are getting ready to well, especially for the solstice energies and getting ready to awaken the Book of Nasira. And with the energies of the Book of Nasira, it's all about shifting. It's all about shifting the frequencies and shifting uh, shifting humanity. Really, the conscious exposure of the authentic self. And the authentic self is really who we are on the inside, that everybody's afraid of showing. So that is really what the Book of Nasira's energy is all about, is shifting us into that authentic self, that energy of what we thought was impossible is now very much impossible, or very much possible, excuse me. So before we go to our live phone callers, I'm going to draw a angel card to kind of bring the energy bring the energies in for the day. And and for everybody that would like to call in, the number is 323-870-3791. Again, that is 323-870-3791, and press 1 to get in the queue. Okay, so let's see exactly what the energies of today are. Okay, and this is very much appropriate for what we are talking about today. And it is Archangel Michael's, and remember who you are. And I hope everybody can see that. And basically it is remembering who we are on the inside, and remembering who our soul is, remembering exactly what it is that we came here to do, what it is that we are, what it is that we're placed on Mother Earth to step forth in living our true, authentic mission. Okay, and the little wording down here below, remember who you are, it says, Archangel Michael, you are a powerful, loving, and creative child of God, and remember that you are always, or you are very loved. Okay, and that's a very appropriate card, because it's remembering the authentic self. Okay, so now also do remember that the 1212 codes are all about stepping forth into that teacher type self as well, and really step into the mastery of who we are and the mastery of ourselves. Okay, so we are about to go to the phone lines, and I would like everyone to be very courteous this evening about the folks that are calling in, the folks that are in, that are behind you, that are wanting to ask a question. And the reason why I say that is because I try to only allow one particular question per person, and I try to get to as many phone callers as I possibly can. So please be courteous of of all the phone callers, okay? And if you haven't had a question with me before, you are needing to give me your first name. Sometimes I will ask you for your birthday, and possibly also your astrological sign, depending on if it's difficult to connect with your energy or not, and then your question. But most often, I will ask at least your first name. So we are going to go to our first phone caller, and then we will continue with our talk. And our first phone caller is 805.
Oh, thank you, Reverend Bryan. This is Donna from California. How are you?
Hey, Donna, and how are you doing?
Hi. I'm good, thank you. Thanks for asking.
You are very welcome, sweetie. And what can I help you with today?
Well, you know, about 6 months ago, I got a message from my mom on the other side and said I was going to be rewarded. And I don't know what that meant. But then about 5 days ago, I was meditating in my regular meditation, which I do for 40 minutes every morning. And a message came through. It was very loving and all, and it said, "It's coming soon." So I've been praying to meet a fellow, get married, and also for more money to come in somehow so I can go traveling abroad, which I like to do. You know, I want to go to Greece and Thailand and different places. And I just wanted to know what you were picking up, please.
Okay. So let's see what this is. All right. And what's your astrological sign, sweetie?
I'm Taurus.
Taurus. Okay.
April 22nd.
All right. Perfect. Okay. So, Donna, what I am seeing here is I do see a lot of travel getting ready to happen for you. And for some reason it is to do the work that you came here to do, and it is to work within the grid lines and the ley lines, especially in holding space for certain energies to come through. And I do want you to understand that you hearing that it is coming soon very much is, because the card that flipped out of the deck was the clairaudience card. And basically, this means that the information that you're receiving clairaudiently is very much right on the money, and you need to trust this. And what I'm seeing here is there is a timeline, and the timeline that they are giving is anywhere from 5 weeks to 5 months from now. So you got December. Well, we're in the middle of December, so I always count December, January, February, March, April, and April being your 5th month. So and if this is 5 weeks, then you have well, anywhere from the first part of January or the ending part of January into April is when all of this energy is going to start transitioning for you, and really around allowing for the financial security for you to really step forth on the travel that you're wanting to do, as well as also trying to okay, so also trying to I'm hearing meet this particular mate. Now, was that part of one of your questions, was meeting a mate too?
It was, yes, right.
Okay, because they said something about a mate, and I asked them, is this soulmate? And they were like, there is many soulmates. And then I asked, is this a twin soul or a twin flame? And they basically confirmed. So this would be your twin flame that you will be meeting as well. So, and it seems as if this is also how this financial energy comes to play as well. So do understand that the information that you're receiving clairaudiently is right on the money, and the timeline that I'm receiving is 5 weeks to 5 months. And I know it's a very broad timeline, but it's a timeline that they say is very very much in the works for you. And for some reason, they show me that once the energy or once the weather starts getting around that spring type energy is when everything seems like it's going to fall into place. Okay?
Oh, yeah. Oh, good. I'm so excited. Yeah, I'm trusting myself too and knowing that, what I heard was what I heard,
Exactly. Exactly. So continue to trust and do know you're hearing wonderful information, and it's all just a matter of time and divine timing to step forth. And as I said, 5 weeks to 5 months. So mark your calendar either in between 5 weeks from now or the month of April.
Oh, wonderful. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Reverend Bryan. I appreciate it. And happy holidays to you. You have a wonderful Christmas.
Thank you so very much, and you have a wonderful Christmas as well, and also have a happy New Year if I do not speak to you before 2019.
Oh, wonderful. You too. Thank you.
All right, sweetheart. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you. Take care.
Okay, folks. So do know that I do give timelines in my readings, and how I get a very well. There's many ways that I receive timelines. There's many ways that I receive timelines, and one of the ways that I receive timelines is through a fixed and blessed dice. And that is a very powerful way of receiving a abundance of accurate timelines when a client or a questioner would like a timeline. So let's go ahead, and what I mean by fixed and blessed is basically this dice and another dice, depending on how many they tell me to roll. It's been anointed with oils and also prayed over and placed upon my altar for X number amount of days, and that's what I mean by fixed and blessed. So now we are going to get through, or we are going to go on to our next phone caller, and yes, see, we will get to as many phone callers as many phone callers as I possibly can. And I apologize I did not get to you last week. So yes, it is very much recommended if you can to call in very early, because I do get a abundant amount of callers. And yes, so you called in at the start of the show. So yes, it's a very good time that and probably a very and you'll probably will get accounted for this evening. So don't worry. So our next phone caller is area code 703.
Hello.
Hello, and how are you?
I'm good. This is Andrea, and my birthday is 1/17/63.
Okay. All right, Andrea, and what's your question?
Well, I just came back from Florida yesterday. I was auditioning for a TV show. I thought I would just ask what you pick up with the audition, good, bad, maybe the next round.
Okay, so let's see here. Okay, so all right, so the first thing I heard was there an intimidating feel to a certain part of the audition?
I guess, Well, I've already auditioned for this producer a few years ago, like last year, so this is my third time auditioning with her. But I messed up a little bit, but no one really would know that I messed up.
Okay,
But,
because
maybe that was it.
all right, because I do feel as if there was a little bit of an intimidation, almost like an intimidating feel to it. But I will tell you, it's nothing to worry about, sweetie. And it seems as if you basically are a candidate. Now, let's see exactly if you're going to receive receive good news about the audition. Okay, so I do feel as if you are a candidate, but they're not making it known on whether a yes or no you are getting it. But I will say that that you, as of right now, you must be patient because it seems as if they will not make a firm choice until until probably after the holidays. So
Oh, not till February.
okay.
That's when the callbacks start coming in February.
All right, so I would most definitely say it seems as if you done pretty well, but be very patient. And during this time, what you want to do here is you want to start with some prayer work. Really start with some prayer work because it seems as if you need to rely on your faith here. All right. But as time gets closer, I will recommend that you call in and ask that question again because I feel as if it's maybe a little bit too soon for them to give me a definite answer since you just had the audition yesterday. Okay, so but I do want to mention one thing to you. It seems as if there's been a lot of discouraging factors in the early part of this year, and it seems as if there's been a lot of possible difficulties that you've been overcoming. And they want to reassure you that a lot of the difficulties or a lot of the discouragement um, um, in the past is now behind you, that it's basically almost like a turning over a new leaf and almost like a kind of like a breath of fresh air that's getting ready to approach you in a tremendous amount of ways. It's almost like blessings are getting ready to step forth for you, especially around financial wise, because they're showing me the dollar sign and then also a coin of some sort. And then they also show me pennies and dimes. Now, do you find pennies and dimes a lot?
Yes, it started out with pennies and dimes and turned into license plates. So yes, and nickels and all kinds of coins in the ground. Yes.
Okay, so these are your angels as well as also deceased family members that are trying to get your attention, and you also want to become aware of some of your psychic abilities coming to the head here in, I would say, the next 3 months, because there is a shift that is going on around the solstice energy, and this is when some learning will take place, possibly some classes or some workshops will start to come aboard and possibly allow for you to learn something new. So I would most definitely say it seems as if it's something you may need to look into. All right, sweetie? But most
Yeah,
definitely.
my mom's a psychic, so I get some of my abilities from her.
Oh, okay. Very interesting. So you may want to brush up on them a little bit because they look like they are getting ready to possibly make a big old turn in your life.
Yeah.
Okay.
When you ask the universe for a sign, But you have to pay attention when you ask the universe for a sign, because so I tried out in New York City last month. This month I went to Florida, and the next audition would be California. I was just walking around randomly and went to the parking lot, literally with a license plate, California, Florida, and New York in that order. I was like,
Oh,
see,
wow.
the universe is telling you something.
Oh, yes, most definitely.
So,
those are definite
I
signs.
take pictures because people don't believe me.
Yes, most definitely. Take pictures. I try to always have my cell phone on me.
My vision board.
Yes, that exactly. A vision board is very strong, a very strong manifesting tool. So, for folks that do not know exactly what a vision board is, it is a very strong manifestation tool to have, and it is very interesting what type of energies step forth from a vision board. But yes, thank you for calling in, Andrea. And if I can interest you in a more in-depth reading with me, I do currently have my December specials going on, and it is $1 per minute for readings and $1 per minute for healings. And you can purchase through the www.amagicaljourney.com, or you can also go to my Facebook at Bryan Rawls-Dolzer, or contact me at my email address at angelicguidance13@gmail.com, or you can also call the office at 586-659-9620. And thank you for calling in, Andrea.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome, dear.
Blessings. Bye.
Blessings. Okay, so yes, vision boards are very, very strong manifesting tools. And for those of you that do not know exactly what a vision board is, I think I have my vision board around here somewhere. I'll have to get it for y'all next time and show y'all on next show before we actually go on show break, because I do want to make everyone clear about our shows are going, well, the ending from December 25th through the first of the year. We will not have any Goldylocks production shows. So do mark your calendar that the Magical Journey show will not be airing the last Wednesday of the month. And I will definitely I will probably be airing next Wednesday. After next Wednesday, I probably won't be airing anymore until the first of the year. So, well, actually, this probably the second, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so just wanted to make that or make a fun fact to all of y'all. So, make sure that you mark that the Goldylocks production shows will not be on air the last week in December. So we are going to go to our next phone caller, and then I'm going to speak a little bit about about the upcoming solstice. So the next phone caller is area code 231. Area code 231.
Hey.
Hello, Destiny. How are you?
Oh my God. I feel like I'm dying. I feel like somebody, and I think I know who it is, but somebody put something on me, placed something on me, and I am like hurting everywhere, and I don't know how to get it off. I've tried everything I can think of myself to get this off, and it's in my solar plexus and on my crown.
Okay.
Whatever this is. It's really bad.
So let's see.
My aunt did this to me.
All right, so take a deep breath in. Okay, so it seems as if It seems as if this is a mixture between a cord and some negative work that has been placed upon you. What I would highly recommend, I'm going to give you some energy to kind of get you through until we can deal with this privately, because I would highly recommend you contacting me privately so we can tend to this in a private session, because if we dealt with this on air, I would be putting the whole list of callers basically
It's
to
okay. It's okay.
yeah.
Can
So
I call you like after this call? Are you busy after this call?
I'm actually going to be closing up shop after this call, but what I can do is I can go ahead and take your phone call after the show, and we can book you a session for
Make an appointment.
make you an appointment, like you an emergency appointment. But I will tell you,
great.
what I'm going to do for you up until you contact me at the end of the show, and up until I can make you an emergency appointment, is I want you to take a deep breath in. All right. La corre endo de la sapa ram ide elako orasht de la sto oram ide elapahin doloko orasta sanoko okin de la sta araste elasia. La crem helestur inda hile imahina arasht. Doloku urambe hilepa ariania castalo. De lo qua, de la sin, de la mahaya dorashte moi, de la stor, ide nawa akayat, de la rande elepahin. All right, and deep breath in. Bring that energy up and through your root chakra, in through your sacral, up through your solar, in through your heart, up through your throat, into your third eye, down into your well of dreams at the back of the head, and up and out the crown chakra. And sending it to the great central sun, to we are polarized for the good of all humanity, never to return again. Upon the cause, the core, the record, the effect. Through all timelines.
Space-time
Dimensions. Parallel realities and parallel universes and alternate realities and alternate universes. Through all stars and planets. And take a deep breath in.
I do feel better. Man, I thought I was, oh my God, I didn't know what to do.
Yeah, you are going to still need to contact me. There's, you do got a little bit of more, of.
No, I definitely want to contact you more, man.
It's almost like kind of like a twisting. It's almost like a twisting type energy to it.
It's like a snake.
Almost like a coiled up energy, kind of like it almost looks like a top. You know how a top spins?
Why? I don't even know why they're doing this to me. I mean, other than I evicted my sister from my mother's home because she was taking advantage of my mother.
Okay.
So, I mean, they're in survival mode. I get that. What number would you like me to call you at?
Call me at the office number, because the office number will be the quickest way to get a hold of me. You can call the office at 586-659-9620. And we can book you an emergency appointment, okay?
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you.
All right, sweetheart. And you take care and use the violet flame mantra.
Okay.
All right, and that is, I'm a being of violet fire. I'm the purity that God desires.
Uh-huh. Okay.
All right?
I got that.
And then call in Saint Germain as well.
Thank you. And I will call you later?
Yep, call me give me probably about 5 minutes after the show, and then shoot me a phone call.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
All right, darling.
Thank you.
Okay, so, all right, folks, and yes, and if anyone is dealing with any things that have been thrown at you, such as curses, root works, any particular energies, cords, dark forces, counter-evolutionary energies, anything in that particular manner, I do have protocols and processes to remove that, but I definitely cannot do it on air with as many people as I'm dealing with on the phone, because that would just be not courteous to other folks, as well as not safe for other folks as well. So do contact me if that is one of your issues, and we can book you a emergency appointment, or either book you an appointment to where we can get we can take care of this as quickly as possible. Okay. And actually, that is one of my one of the things that I specialize within. So, Linnell, it's okay, sweetheart. Tardiness is not a crime, so do not worry. But yes. Now, folks, let's go to, well, I want to speak about the 12/21 energies real quick, the solstice energies. So, then we'll go to our next phone caller, and I know folks are wanting to get to talk to me to ask your question, but just hear my little rant real quick, and then I'll go back to the phone lines. But okay, so 12/21, we just got past 12/12. Okay, 12/12 was shifts leading up to 12/21. Well, the solstice. So, anyways, the shift of 12/21 is basically the summer, or the winter solstice. The winter solstice in our hemisphere, and in like the folks over in Australia in that hemisphere, and I believe it is like the or the summer solstice, if I'm not mistaken, something like that. I just kind of deal with my solstice or my hemisphere because I know about my hemisphere, and I've never lived in other parts of the world, but I do deal with clients everywhere in the world. But I'm just very not so techie with other hemispheres and also time zones. That's what timeanddate.com is for. Anyways, the 12/21 the 12/21 energies are very much when the Book of Nasir awakens. And for those that do not know exactly what the Book of Nasir is, the Book of Nasira is similar to the Book of Sahara and the Book of Akash. All right. The Book of Akash is a record that we've been in for 2,500 years, and and then the Book of Sahara, we have been in it for a year, and the Book of Nasira will be in it for another year. Okay, so basically, these particular books are books of information, books of energies, and books of knowledge for the new Homo luminous beings. Okay, and basically, what is Homo luminous beings? They are the new human light body. Okay, and the new human light body, or the new human energies, or the new human period, is where we get in touch with our new authentic, or our authentic self, our mastery of self, our self-realization, the discovery of our mastery. Okay, and it just so totally got hot in here, and I apologize, I got to fan myself. And obviously y'all can feel the energy shifting just by talking about it, and Nasira stepping up. Nasira is definitely the energies of basically raising the frequencies of the codes that have actually been lost for quite some time. And actually, this is not new energy. Okay, this is actually old energy and new energy combining. Okay, and understand that these books have a way of awakening our conscious evolution of humanity, and our ley lines, and our grid systems upon Mother Earth. Okay, and Nasira. Okay, so Akash, and it's a feminine consciousness. The Book of Sahara is a feminine consciousness, and then the Book of Nasira is a feminine consciousness. And with these consciousnesses, these particular energies, they hold a particular depiction. Okay, and these depictions, such as like the Book of Sahara. The Book of Sahara was a depiction of a female lioness, kind of looks like Sekhmet, or yeah, kind of looks like Sekhmet. All right, and she is a lioness feature from the top of her head to the to about her breast, and then there is the Book of Nasira, which the Book of Nasira. Thank you, Linnell. I had to take my coat off before the show as well. But the Book of Nasira is actually, she kind of looks like Bast, okay? And for those that don't know exactly what Bast looks like, she is the depiction of the cat goddess of Egypt. And she is a very, she has a Black Panther from head to breast area, and then the rest of her body is in feminine body, or a female body. All right, so these particular consciousness, they are eventually, as Sahara, or as the Book of Nasira gets ready to open, Sahara gets ready to slumber. She slumbers for 33 weeks, means she goes to sleep or goes into a hibernation period. And then after that 33-week period, she will come back into my energy field, or into humanity's energy field, and be available for communication. just like the book of Akash, or just like Akash is in our field of communication now. Sahara will be in our communication after 33 weeks of her slumber. And then the book of Nasira awakens. She will be in our communication for a whole year. And then on 12/21 of 2019, she will go into a slumber for 33 weeks. And then the new book will open on 12/21 of 2019. And the book of Nasira has just started to start giving me information. And as this information, yes, Sahara will be all jazzed up, almost like these are what I call the divine divas. All right, the divine divas. And the reason why I call them the divine divas is because after 10 more years of this, there will be a total of 12, okay? Which then there will be a physical manifestation of the 13th divine feminine consciousness that will be available, a physical manifestation. That means in physical body, physical skin, body, a physical manifestation of the feminine consciousness that will come into our being and lead us into that energy of the Council of 13, the Council of 13 Divine Divas, which these 13 Divine Divas will be a communication system and a communication device, or communication system and etheric communication device for our evolutionary process as humans and as the new Homo luminous being that we are. Does that make sense to everyone? And if you all have more questions about it, you're more than welcome to ask me those questions in email. You're more than welcome to ask me those questions in the comments, as well as also call me up and ask those questions within a reading. Also see your role in these books, because each of us have a role in these particular books. And a lot of the folks will be waking up in each of these books and waking up within these books. Okay? So now I'm going to quit with my rant, and now I'm going to go back to the phone callers. So our next phone caller is area code 303. 303.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. And what can I help you with?
Well, I have a question about 3 weeks ago. I think I was coming down with the flu. It may have been 4, but I think it was 3. And I was kind of like, when you run a fever, you're delirious and all that. Anyways, speaking in language and stuff like that. But I realized that there was like this collective that came to me and said that they would be working with me. And in October, I was doing automatic writing, and there was a collective that came to me that said that they were galactic. Is that who I'm going to be working with?
Very well could be. Very well could be. What's your first name?
Peggy.
Peggy. Okay, so this is Peggy Foster, correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so let's see here. Lasciano ore che scendono molti anai Andreas in de heleatur andav. Leamaya te eleas tostur tiamat asa. Esciana chiata a rondoro sohurra umbia. Okay, so apparently you are currently working with a couple of these energy or this collective. You are not working with the full energy of the collective just yet.
Okay.
I will definitely tell you that I am not exactly sure if this is the Divine Divas or not, but it very well could be. What I would have to do to make sure and read your energy signature and see if this is a part of your energy signature is we would have to have a in-depth session. Now, have you ever had a session with me before?
No.
Okay. So what I would recommend you do is have a session with me so that we actually have time to read your DNA strands and also your energy signature for a deeper feel into who this collective consciousness is. But I will tell you that you are advancing pretty quickly, and there is. I was kind of getting the feeling that you were either a walk-in or a twin braid of a human consciousness and a braid of a galactic consciousness, which who confirmed your walk-in experience? Okay.
The Cherokee.
Okay. So what I would recommend to do here is make sure that as you're continuing to communicate communicate during automatic writing as well as also meditation and whatnot, start asking them questions. Ask for names. Ask for titles.
I just came forward with that. Yes.
Okay.
I just came forward as one of the collectives.
Okay. All right. Because if these particular collective energies give titles, then you can further look at the energies and as a whole. But obviously, do understand that some galactic consciousness will not give you a title due to their galacticness.
Yeah.
Okay, so you really want to basically get you really want to get possibly a clairvoyance perspective of your energy signature just to be on the safe side. But I do feel as if the advancement of your soul is definitely full on, and you are going to feel these shifts as as the week approaches up to the 1221 energies. And as the 1221 energies begin to approach even quicker, you may even come down with an ascension fever even more. And do understand that a ascension fever is a fever that is about 99 degrees to 100 and normally doesn't go over 101. So I would highly recommend that you keep a pen and paper around you just to be on the safe side, because you will receive some information possibly in your dream time or in meditation or even in your waking state. But Peggy, I do feel as if you are on to something here, and that you need to definitely ask questions to get more clear confirmation. And also do understand that it is in divine order for this to happen at this particular time, because of the evolutionary experience of our expression as the human genome is actually waking up even more than what it has woke up in the past. Okay, so
that's why Kali came forward, right?
Exactly.
Me as a walk-in. Okay.
All right. So so definitely step forth on that journey, and just realize that it's for the evolutionary process of humanity.
Okay.
All right. And if you are,
and they'll direct me as to how to use it.
Yes, most definitely. And then if you would like to take advantage of the December specials, currently I'm having a $1 a minute special on minutes for readings and also healings. And you can contact me at angelicguidance13@gmail.com. You can also message me on Facebook, or also call the office at 586-659-9620, and we can book you accordingly, okay?
That sounds great. Thank you so much, Bryan, and blessings to you.
All right. Thank you so much, sweetheart, and you have a wonderful evening.
You too. Thank you.
All right. Okay, folks, so we are coming to time to where it is about time to say goodbye, and I apologize that I did not get to everybody on the phone lines. It is very obviously an hour goes by very quickly, and if I can interest you in a in-depth session, please contact me at angelicguidance13@gmail.com. You can also find me on Facebook at Bryan Rawls-Dozer, or go to a Magickal Journey business page. You can also go to my blog, which is www.bryanrawls.com, or you can also go to my website at www.amagiccaljourney.com, and that is AMAGICKALJOURNEY.com. And if you subscribe to my blog at bryanrawls.com, you are able to get the information of my new moon transmissions, my full moon transmissions, and also different codes that I have throughout the month. And also do understand that in the new year there will be new available products, as well as also new available services that will be coming out. And I look forward to speaking to all of you. Thank you so very much for communicating with me this evening, as well as also watching me on BeLive TV, as well as tuning in. And join me next week on the 19th of December for our last show of the year. And most definitely join me at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I would like to thank all the phone callers and all the folks that had a chance to ask a question with me this evening. Thank you for calling in, and thank you for asking your question. I would like to thank all the live comments in the comment box. I would like to thank all the folks that watched and that will watch. I would like to also thank Tiffany White Sagewoman for producing the Magickal Journey show. And I would like to thank also Goldylocks Productions for producing the Magickal Journey show. Thank you so very much, everyone. Let angel wings guide your dreams. Blessed be, and namaste.
Thanks for listening. We hope you enjoyed the show.